done with your first fill up here of the lawn season. Today's April 20th. But finally completely depleted the fuel today on both mowers and the gas can. So I think it was like $52 or something like that. 15 gallons, $3.49 was the price of regular here today. So gas is going up. So got a 5-gallon jug plus the V-Ride was pretty much the 8 gallons, and the Toro, I mean, between the Toro and the V-Ride, I don't know, there might have been a gallon between them left. Toro's only a 3-gallon tank. But anyway, everybody's topped off now. I'm ready to go for Monday. Although we are not mowing Monday. Monday is a project with the deer. Which I don't have a gas can for that, or a diesel can rather for that. Should probably pick one up, but it's full. I expect to run it a good chunk of the day tomorrow. And then I might, while I'm out with it, just top it off at with diesel at a diesel station. You know, depending upon how low I get it, because it's going to be worked all week, so we're definitely going to go through fuel with that. But I hear they're really efficient, so that's good. Today's lawns it actually worked out. I used a 50-50 split between the Toro and the Skag. Just 4 lawns down here, but they're so far away, so that's kind of the issue. But it's profit. It's good. It's good stuff. Between family and making a little extra money, I was just a little annoyed with you know, things you know, they never go as planned. So for instance, I wanted to get out there earlier. It's almost 6:30 now, and I'm you know, on my way home. I don't want to be doing that on a Saturday, but it is what it is. I'm out of town tomorrow, and I was waiting on that topsoil delivery, which was supposed to come earlier. So here we are. But what was I gonna say? So what I did with those yards was the 2 Mayapack ones. I used the Toro on those, so I usually just use the Toro. My plan is just to use the Toro on one, but that one has the extremely, basically it's the leach fields, or the septic. I don't know. The fields for the whole septic is extremely bumpy. Like I think what I think happened, and the guy, you know, I think he bought the house somewhat recently, so I think this happened before. Jesus, this road. Fuck, you know what? Fuck Kathy Hochul. I'm saying this unusual. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. She's cutting funding to these roads, and please take a ride on 52 in Putnam County. It's absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Through Kent. Just go through Kent. Go between just go from Carmel through Kent to the Dutch line. It's blasphemy. It's really upsetting here. Anyway, off that tangent. So that septic field is, you know, I think they clearly went in, and I don't know if they had completely replaced the septic, or if they just tried to make a fix or whatever. But the yard is extremely bumpy, and if I were this guy, I would honestly call whoever was back and be like, yo, you can't leave the yard like this, you know, because you're not really just supposed to put tons of topsoil on fields like that. But in the same breath, I mean, this guy's got young kids, you know, and it's just begging for twisted ankles, and there's just, so And I'm not grading anything out that involves septic. You know, that's a hard pass for me. I'd rather pour more on top. It's not the right way to do it. I'll say that all day long. But I'd rather do it that way, or you know, the best option is for him to call somebody. But anyway, so that house had the Toro. I used the Toro for, and then just because of how bumpy it is, number one, I used the My Ride to you know, its full potential there, and then, you know, property's not the best in terms of it being taken care of. A lot of sticks always down. I don't know if there's some dead trees that are dead that, you know, it keeps falling. You know, I don't know exactly, but I don't want to say I'd rather mess up the Toro, because I'm not trying to mess up any of my equipment. I try and be as careful as I can. But, you know, you rather give the rougher stuff to that. And then my mother and father-in-law, their house is getting resided, and they were working today, so I couldn't do the backyard. And the front yard, you know, it's unfortunate because they have like prime real estate to be seen, so you really want to do that one well. But because they're right off a busy road, so you can see that. But you know, with them doing all that work, I feel like it was just a recipe for, you know, nails, construction, whatever. I'd rather, if I'm gonna get a flat tire, I'd rather get it in that Toro where I know the tire is somewhat cheap. It's like $100 rather than, you know, or because you know what's gonna happen if I get a flat in the V-Ride, I'm gonna want to go Wheels, and that's crazy money. But I'm gonna convince myself, oh, I gotta go Wheels now. So whatever. I'm just thinking out loud. So I use that just to do the front yard, and it's amazing once you have the V-Ride. Just the quality. Wow, this guy, what price to match. So good thing I filled up down there. This shell was one price, and the mobile was slightly lower. I was like, well, maybe I'll hit the mobile on the way back because they're slightly lower. They just jumped up. Everybody's jumping up in fuel here, so I'm glad I filled up when I did. Yeah, so I use the Toro on that property. The quality of cut is not what I want, and I didn't want to be in their way. So, you know, it was kind of minimal trimming. We did a little bit of trimming, did a lot of blowing. Just the cut wasn't, you know, it left stuff to be desired. But at the end of the day, you know, my wife told me, you know, she knows better. This is what she said. She goes, I know better not to tell you this, but, you know, oh, it could wait. It could skip a week. It could skip a week. The April growth is just out of control. You can't skip a week. It's not just double the time. If it was double the time, I wouldn't care about it at the time. But it's just the amount that you have to keep going over and over, and then you have to cut it higher, and then you just never catch up. So, anyway, whatever. It's knocked down. It's knocked down, and it's manageable. We're here to manage it. So, and then for my brother-in-law my brother and sister-in-law, and my parents, I used the V-Ride on, and actually the combination of using those two mowers worked out perfect because I basically ran them down to nothing. So, you know, it couldn't have worked out better. And now I have everything full, 15 gallons worth of fuel, which for me as a part-timer, you know, that's pretty good. I'll see how far. So this week I also got a guy reached out to me who was in one of my wooded properties. So I was in all right, let me back it up here. I've got two wooded properties that have not yet been cut. Everybody else, they're weeklies and have been cut, or a couple bi-weeklies that have been cut. The two that have not been touched. I was at one of them today, and the other guy called me up, and he said that the grass is growing in spots. And he figured, well, he said, this is a new lawn for me. He said, why don't you come even out the spots and learn the lawn. Sorry, the sun is intense. So that's perfect, because I told him, I was like, look, bi-weekly, I'm not trying to like gouge you for money, but I really rather you tell me to come before you think it needs to be cut, because like I said, I want to learn the lawn before it gets crazy tall and thick. Learn where the roots are. Learn where you don't realize how much goes into this. People you just run over grass. It's yes and no, but you got to know where everything is. Anyway, so he reached out to me. I was going to reach out to him on Monday. He was on my list to contact. I got to contact him, and I got to contact this other lady with project I'm starting Monday. I was going to contact him Monday and just be like, listen, I want to get you cut this week. Let me know. And he ended up reaching out to me, so that worked out perfect. I'm not sure. It's not going to be Monday that I get there, but I'm not sure which day I'll do that. But I think Tuesday might be a big mowing day for me. Going to get a couple yards, 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 yards knocked out. My own was definitely going to be due around then too. And then just looking ahead for the week. So like I said, I'm doing that soil project Monday. Going to do some mowing Tuesday. Wednesday's a rain day. I got to meet with a client Wednesday. I got to reach out to her and schedule that, because I'd rather do that in the rain. And then possibly start some very light work for my second half of the week project, where we're putting river rock in garden beds. I think it was 8 tons that were ordered. So about 16,000 pounds of rock that needs to be moved. That delivery happened on Friday. The soil got delivered earlier today. So both of these projects have material on site. But for the River Rock project, I got to get. I have at home. I have that really nice fabric. I shot a video on that. That needs to get laid down. I got to pick up some staples for those. That needs to get laid down. So that could, if it's just the light misty rain, I don't mind doing that in that. If not, if I have time Tuesday, I might do a little bit on Tuesday. If not, it's not a big deal. And then Thursday, Friday, I want to get that one done.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
I don't know how long that's gonna take, because I don't know. I gotta see if I can just kind of dump that as I go along. I also don't know how much material is, we're trying to figure out, because he keeps kind of adding. Not that he keeps adding. His garden beds, and maybe around the pool, and I will just have to see, because I think then based off the number of deliveries, because they only want small trucks in these driveways, especially over culverts, driveways that have a culvert going under them. How many pounds? I think they put 4 tons in each delivery, so I think you get 2 of those. where, you know, I think he needed, you know, I would have been comfortable with a little bit more, but I told him, it should work. I just like budgeting a little extra and sprinkling on top. So, he said he likes doing that too, but, you know, are you going to pay for another load if you probably don't need it? You know, it's one of those things. I don't know. So I don't know what he ended up doing, because he told me he would handle that, which is fine for me, because his driveway is tough. It's got a culvert going under it, and that culvert needs, you know, he's told me it needs to be replaced. It's got a little dip in it, and I could see some of these companies being, no, we're not touching it. But you know, I'm glad that he got it delivered. So that's, you know, it's another thing. And then at some point we got to hit this new guy's lawn. I don't know. He's the one with the crazy slope. I don't think that slope was growing. I think it was just the main part of the lawn. You know, but that determines what trailer I bring there. He's got kind of that's another one. A lot of these properties are, you know, like crazy. They're not like, you know, just right off a road. They're like their own private things. So he's kind of like on his own private road, and then he does have a lot of room to turn around. I could bring the big trailer and turn it around, but you know, you're gonna have to turn it around, and you're gonna have to do like 3-point turns with that. Do you want to do that? Tear up the tires if you don't need to bring a mower up there. That, you know, it's all just trying to figure it out. That's all. Just trying to figure things out. But that's all. We're almost home. And then I would like to, we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Or I could also possibly do it Monday. I would like to try and see if I can. I've been doing these houses down county, the basically everybody family plus another client or two. I've been doing them on Saturdays, or let me just say on weekends. I'd like to, if I could, avoid a weekend, and I could have time in my schedule to do it Friday. That would be great. I also have to go down there on Monday for a dentist, so I could always drop the trailer and then go work. But I think my wife took off, so I would rather spend time with her than work. So but these are all just things that go through your mind. So hopefully I can maybe, I'm thinking that the property with the River Rock might be a 1.5 day, and then maybe that second part of the day I can go down there. But it all depends. It all depends. It's hard. It's hard to plan. Hard to figure everything out. But you do what you got to do, and you get it done. And, you know, worst case, maybe I'll do it over the weekend and just run down there for the dentist appointment and not work. We'll see. We'll see. I also have to balance real quick. I know I'm rambling here. This is almost a 20-minute video. Also having a lot of work done to my house. So, you know, I don't know how much I need to be at home as well, because I'm planning on being like out all the time. But if I need to be home and do stuff and move stuff for the guys, you know, who are working, then that's obviously going to take up my time, and yeah, so we'll go from there. But everybody, it's Saturday evening. Enjoy your the rest of everybody's weekend. I probably won't get this out till sometime during the week. Maybe I'll work on it on the rain day. But enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekends, and continue to have a great start to everybody's busy season. Bye-bye, guys.